Yeah, I threw up another 30-minute chart on my other display. I got four displays. So
My screen, right?
I got a one, a five, and a 15 on the one that I share with you guys. And I got another one. I just added a 30 on that. So I got a 15 and a 30.
So you're saying this one you have as a 30?
No, the one we normally trade, I have a one, a five, and a 15. Then I put a 15 and a 30 on my other monitor.
Oh, okay.
Half screen, left, right. That's where I was
So,
watching that 30-minute candle.
so if you look, the daily open was here. It went minus 0.25. So that's a good pullback sign or a pullback time. And that's what we're getting right now is we pull back and now we're in the 50-50. The likelihood though is it's going to continue to drop and it's also safer, easier to fix and sells. But
I've been
the
looking
only
at
thing
that
is
drop.
it comes in and retests the daily open. What were you going to say?
Oh, I know. I fear it's going to drop right now with going up so far. It's almost got to come back some.
All
And
right,
it
so for
came
me,
back up
I'm putting
about
in
half.
a sell. So as far as a 50-50 and the probability kind of thing, it leans more towards the sell. It now keep in mind on the 15, it's not a great sign
I see that.
because the body closed above. It's an engulfing pattern. The only thing is that on the 30s, nothing major, right? Because the body's right at the action point. Okay, so at least we can get a scalp uh, to right here. So that's what I'm expecting. And if this continues, breaks, that basically 100%, well, probably right there, come back, retest, and then I should be out of my cells. Does
Now,
it
if
make
this
sense?
breaks, if this, we got double wick at the top of that 1 minute chart, and it's just about ready to break it.
Right. So you can see it's still going up, but I'm very light. I only have one set, and this is a 1K account. So 1K at 1 to 100, which means my max is zero point 0.1. So if I'm trading zero point 0.01, I basically have 10 trades. And if I put on a scalp, I only have about five-ish.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I haven't entered a lot because again, 50-50 zone, um, in essence, you can stay out of this, and that's really the better move. Just wait for the market to start making its move, start showing its face kind of thing, and then enter, especially at like a fractal.
Yeah.
That's the better trading. But for teaching purposes, you know, and this is what David does basically. He'll just enter a trade and he'll show you how to fix it, manage it.
Now, with those two wicks at the top, would that be a fractal?
What, this?
Well, I guess I don't really understand fractals because asking is right
Fractal
here.
is like this. So you can see this is a range, a body.
Yeah.
This is a fractal. So this right here is a
Okay.
fractal.
So this coming back up to here and going above this, that's not a fractal?
No, it's
Okay.
not a fractal. That becomes your new range. It's 100% retracement. Okay, so that's not a fractal. So this right here is, this is not. The
Funny.
fractal would be when it comes like this, here's your range, and it comes like here. This is the
Okay.
fractal.
So it's
Let's
one.
retest the daily open.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If you want to, let's say you and sell bias, just wait right here because you're likely to at least, let's say, even it continues above this, at least get a pullback right here at 100%.
Yeah,
So it's less to fix instead of, huge range like this, huge
yeah,
drawdown, because let's say I measure this. If I enter right here and it goes all the way here, I have almost 30 pips. But if I wait to about right here, I only have about half of that, 15 pips.
okay,
So the risk is much, much less.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's what you need to assess before you enter trades, is just kind of look at the pips against you and measure the risk. Okay, so the more the market moves, you should be reducing your position size. Okay, so let's say the market only moves like 10 pips, like in euro. Well, that's why David can afford to be heavier.
Yeah.
But with UJ, market moves like 30,
Yeah, I
moves like
know.
100.
About twice as much.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't be afford to play the same um, um, lot size.
Yeah,
You got to be smaller, or you got to spread it out, because the smallest you can go is 0.01. So instead of, let's say, doing like this, you spread it out like this. Does it make sense?
yeah.
All
So
right.
my
So there's
question is,
the scalp. Okay,
if
basically
there's,
possible head and shoulders, right?
yeah,
Inverse head and shoulders. That I should at least get that scalp. So I have a 3 TP right there. Um, basically above this for the spread, and then kind of retest of that half. So if it starts going up, then what you'll see is it starts coming up like this, and then I'm basically out of my cells, or I can try one more time, because this is basically level one. I'll try one more time to fix it for
yeah.
the retest of the breakout, because you got a little mini supply zone right there. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
we got a range in the last range.
Exactly. And if it just blows past that, like I said, the fractal is at the daily open.
Okay.
And again, I'm light enough that I can bear the withdrawal, not the withdrawal, sorry, the drawdown. Um, but be higher drawdown, like let's say 2%. You know, if you don't like that kind of drawdown, you should be getting out. Does it make sense? So like it's the moment it starts going against you right here, start getting out.
Now I got a question right here.
Where
It was going top to bottom and this one stopped halfway. It slowed down the ranging.
yeah, and that's kind of why I'm staying in my cells. But like I said, it can still pop against me. And since this is a layer one, it's okay, you know, and I'm light enough that I can bear that drawdown.
So would you do this? This is layer one. This is layer two. This is layer
Correct.
three, or would you get out before then?
I would try to get out right here if the market gives me that. So the
Okay.
moment it goes layer two, I'm already looking at picking and popping and getting rid of
Yeah.
these layer ones.
Okay.
And then this becomes my new layer one, that if it
Okay.
does continue against me, this is just layer two.
Yeah.
But I know in essence, this was like a level three kind of thing, that I
Okay.
can heavier here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just we got to watch that marching market. That's
Exactly. But even in the marching market, I mean, it's daily open, it's 100%. There's likely going to be some retests, enough for a scalp right here to get out to fix some things.
what I've noticed really interesting lately. Sometimes the JP or the UJ and the EU go opposite directions, and sometimes they don't. So that just because of what's influencing the dollar, the euro, and the yen, just depending on what's influencing it.
Well, the normal is their inverse, right?
I know.
But as far as overall economy, because let's say it stacks. So let's say UJ goes up, then EU goes down. That's the normal.
I
Why?
know.
Because what it is that USD is the strongest.
Yeah, I know.
So then Euro is in the middle, and let's say Yen is the weakest.
Yeah.
And this will follow that pattern. Okay. But
Normally.
if let's say UJ is going down and EU is going down, well, what does that mean? That means uh, the UJ, or sorry, if UJ, if EU, it's mouthful, so if EU is going down, then that means the US dollar is stronger,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So the main difference is that now the yen is actually stronger than the UJ. So
Yeah.
then the UJ will what go down because
Yeah.
it's weaker than the yen. So that's really as far as the overall economy why it would both inverse like that.
Yeah.
But if it's let's say both of them are going up, well then USD is stronger than the yen, and then again it's going up.
Yeah.
Well, EU, the euro is stronger than
And
USD.
USD. Yeah.
So then, as far as the overall ranking, it's like this:
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, right? Then that's why you have both going up. All right, so this is what I was talking about right here. I didn't get my scalp. I got close to it, and you can see it freaking missed just by basically a spread. And now likelihood is level 2 right here to fix for a retest of this. Makes sense?
Yep. And a lot of times the UJ will trail the EU by a minute or two before it reacts. I noticed that too. Sometimes it reacts immediately and sometimes it's a delayed reaction in the UJ.
Mm-hmm.
So right now the EU is going up but the UJ is going up. Now it's starting to pull back down a little bit.
So hey, Darren, Kapila, just a quick recap for you guys. This is a 50-50 zone, and so I was telling Ron, better just to stay out, let the market make its move, which is either it breaks this side or it breaks this side, breaks right here, and then start entering. But for teaching purposes, like David, I'll enter a trade right here, but I'm super light. That I'll show you how to manage some it sells because markets drop. So if it goes against me, then this is my level 2 right here. You got a small zone right here. And then this is my level 3 because it's daily open, it's Bollinger, it's 100%. Is this making sense?
Yeah, sounds good, like a
Okay.
good plan to me.
Yeah. And then the other thing I had mentioned to Ron is when it hits level 2 right here, I'm going to try to get out of my level 1 pick and pop when it comes back to here. But if it just marches up, then we just go straight to level 3. Okay, but there's no reason when it's like level 1 right here, it hits level 2. There's no reason you should stay level 1 all the way up to level 3. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so that's one thing that I do slightly different than David, because he doesn't start pick and pop until like level 4 or 5. But since I'm more of a scalper, more like, hey, I want to get out quick I don't want to be fighting it for hours kind of thing. The moment it hits level 2, like I said, I'm already looking at how to get out of level 1. And lately, just FYI for you guys, I've been working on my EA, so I haven't been trading so much.
Uh, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Now we can.
Okay, I just started talking. Yeah, better late than never. Geez, I just put a Bollinger Band on my trading view, and it's a weird version of it. Bollinger bars. This is not the same thing.
I don't think that's the same thing.
What happened?
The standard is Bollinger Band, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah, I can
these.
find it.
Yeah.
They're calling it a new indicator. I don't know what it is. It just colored my candlesticks a different neon, and I think it included the wicks. It may have something to do with the wicks. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I missed your analysis, kind of running my own. It is definitely going up. It could definitely turn. I'm personally looking at these fractals, like the boxes again, because these equal distance moves concept, it's either gonna equal or, I've been watching David some, he's, pulling back to
Right.
the 50s. It's making sense of it, the 50s. It's why it's the 50 of a move. Which move, right? It's a fractal, it's a box. It's the 50 or the 100 of some previous move, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as countering, these areas in yellow right here are the best places because that's your fractals.
Okay.
So if you are favoring counter trend trading,
But I'm not
those are
favoring
your
counter trend
areas.
though. I'm not favoring counter trend. But like I said, I learned from David, even though I still just insist that I don't like now. I'm like, because it works great until it doesn't. It works great in a ranging market, right? It works great when it comes
Yeah.
back to the price that it started at, multiple times. You'll be fine for the most part. But when it runs, then you have to figure out when to cut. And I'm just like, I'm looking at the charts. I'm like, man, if you'd been on the wrong side of such and such move, you would have sucked. But why would you have stayed on the wrong side of that?
Yeah.
Like why not just cut? Because then you would have made a ton of money.
Exactly.
Is this still trying to come up to the middle of that 30 candle or is it past that point?
Well, again, 50-50 zone, doji, we don't know yet. We've got 9 minutes. See, right here in the 30 is still doji,
Yeah.
still undecided. We're basically in the middle of nowhere. It's already hit the 5-minute upper. So I was expecting, well, it should come and retest, get the this right here.
Yeah, we're in the lower on the 15.
Yeah, exactly. So if this is gonna turn, then likely to come here
Fair enough. Now I see it.
where it flattened right there. See?
I shouldn't have jumped in so quick.
And like I said, it's a 50-50 zone. So if you want to be buying right now is a good time to buy just for a quick scalp right here because you can see it's already turning SMI right there. 3 minutes left, but it's doing 3 in a row, so likely to get 4 or 5 and start hugging this upper Bollinger, and like you said, reach for this middle Bollinger. So hug on the 5-minute Bollinger and then reach for the mid 15 Bollinger. Make sense?
Yeah, except for his M15 Bollingers look different than my M15. Oh, that's M5. Never mind. Never mind.
So there's 5 right here, this is 15,
I
and then I
see
have
it.
30 here because Ron was talking about 30. And this is the 1. And it's so slow tonight. It's like, oh my God,
Okay.
this is one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I've been working on the EA, because it's like, oh my, I don't want to trade these now. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be right back.
And if you're looking for, let's say, a breakout trader, then right here, this is a good place to put some buy stop. And like I said, get some scalps to here for your scalps, and then so T1, T2, because daily open right here. So right in this area would be like T1, and then right in this area T2. So from OTA, this is your zone right here. You can see it on the 30 and the 15. They match up.
We're getting close to the top of the hour.
Right. So for me, this is where it's like, well, play hedging. I would make my money going up, and then I'll make my money going down. But I don't want to bring that in for you guys and confuse you. So I'm just trying to show you, okay, I picked the direction. Looks like I'm wrong. Now I got to manage it and basically get out, you know?
Well, if this shoots down, it's starting to come back again.
Yeah. So could be this right here failed and mini pendant kind of thing, and then we'll do that head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, you know, come at least right there, retouch right here. But based on this right here, continuing, like I said, likely to hit this area. And you can see there's really nothing out in here.
No,
Okay. But if you look over, if you look further along in the 15, whoops, wrong chart. If you look, like the area I was drawing, it's basically at the top of this one right here. See, it's right here.
yeah. I was looking at that.
That's the better entry, is where it sells. And I was trying to play a probability thing and see, because you know, anytime it's kind of in the middle right here and starting to turn, I was thinking, well, probability is continuing because got wave 1, wave 2, likelihood to get wave 3. Okay, that's just an overall picture because
That's about 15 pips.
yeah, like if you look at you know, here's wave 1, wave 2, kind of like wave 3, and then now it's the other way, wave 1, wave 2, expecting a third wave somewhere.
We're almost ready to hit the 750, so I don't know if we'll bounce off that or not.
What was that last comment? I didn't catch all of it.
750, right almost at the 750.
Yeah. All right, so you can see it, right now it does look like I'm wrong because 3 minutes left. It's shooting up.
Yeah.
So personally, this is where I would be buying, and then like if the buys fail right here, then I just flip harder and sells, and then I make my money back. And but if it goes against me and hits this area, I at least make money on the way up. And so I'm just talking about as far as hedging. Hopefully that doesn't confuse y'all. But if it does confuse you, then I'll just won't talk about it at all.
Not a problem. I understand it.
So as far as my trading, it's more breakout trading and not so much about bad PTP. As far as fading and counter trend trading, that's where that terminology comes from, bad PTP, because you want to be entering on pullbacks and not on breakouts. Okay, so it's all relative. You know, what's good or what's bad It's really based on the trader. Anyways, while we're waiting, like I said, the stuff that I learned from OTA is to recognize zones, okay? And basically that's just ranges. Okay, so anytime you start seeing like right here, market didn't move anywhere, right? This is a good zone. So guess what? When market comes back, probably retest right here, come back, retest like that. And so if you're in sell bias, you at least get 1 round, 2 rounds. And you don't know at that point, especially when it touches here, if it's gonna keep this zone and turn again like this, or if it now breaks that zone.
Is there a certain time range that you look for these zones?
I can't hear you.
Is there a certain time range that you look for when you look for these zones? I mean, would you prefer
No,
looking for it at
because it's
5
based
or
on the trader. Because like let's say you're a swing trader and you trade, once a week. Well, it's better to look like a daily or like an H4. Why? Because you don't trade so often.
right?
But if you're a scalper, well, you can look at 30, you can look at H1, and you can see right here, no volatility. It kind of flattens, right?
Yeah,
So guess what? If market comes up to here, it's probably going to flatten again and at least pull back some.
right. I just didn't want to look too far out being a scalper. That's what, didn't know if you prefer more of the 15 to do that or the 30 or
Right, right. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just sat back down.
My mic suddenly went
Uh-oh.
out and back in. All right. And if you look over here, though, just say in the hour, as far as the swing trader, look where it bounced right here, right? You can see kind of flatten right there.
Yeah,
Well, look at the bottom of that. You see how volatility just died and ranged for a long time.
right,
So
mm,
guess what? When it broke out, came back to retouch.
right,
Trying to color code it so you can see. So like right here, see it broke out of the zone, came back, and then it continued up. You see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is
So
what I paid tens of thousands for, and I think it's still worth it.
yeah, yeah. I hear a lot of people talk. So I mean, this is the first stuff I learned. This was a demand zone. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, demand zone. Um,
Demand zone for buys and supply zone for sells.
mhm. So these are the SMC traders, the smart money concepts, who have now been kind of, yeah, I watch too much internet drama.
Yeah.
Kind of negated because a lot of people say that so many SMC so-called traders were trading from these zones, but these zones will get swept. And so that's where we talk about a fake out, waiting for the sweep to happen, and then going in the direction. The zone is still means something. It's just a lot of times the price will sweep the zone before it goes in, which is to say it fakes you out. It thinks you're going to break south and then it goes north, but then that's a good indication that it is going north.
Right. Well, it doesn't hold after a while because the point is that 1 or 2 times, yeah, sure, the zone works, but by the time you get to like 4 or 5 times, it doesn't hold, and market just marches, keeps going and going. So and people don't understand that context. So then they still say, "Hey, zone doesn't work." Well, it does work. It's just what's the context of it working? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we definitely these zones, I mean, these are your action point KPI areas too on smaller time
Yeah.
frames. They're we see the ups and downs. We definitely, and it's so interesting. Like everybody sees these trends, these waves. You can't not see them. But how do you play it? It becomes
Right. Yeah,
the trick.
exactly.
Everybody sees it, but it doesn't mean that the next time it goes there, it's necessarily. I think that's really the crux of things that you see a pattern forming. Um, I don't know. It's a little tricky. I think the bigger question I have right now that I'm kind of figuring out is when to decide that you're wrong. It's as simple as that. I mean, you could use just a basic stop loss with that kind of methodology. With a if I'm right, that's why a 2-to-1 trade is a nice.
Well, that's where the pattern comes in. You got to recognize patterns, especially engulfing patterns. And like I was saying earlier with Ron, the moment they start doing this right here, so like right here, I start recognizing it, and right here I start seeing the continuation. I already knew I'm wrong, but that's why I didn't add right here. You can see it bounced, a mini bounce right here. See that? So if I wanted to scalp that, I could have. It's just there's this risk doing that. I wanted to wait for this right here and get a better scalp. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Um, I come back to this 1 minute, like using the Bollinger. I want I'd like to have rules. My whole thing with the 1 minute candles and stuff, I see the refined version of that is look, the candle is just that candle that I'm looking at was a
Yeah.
momentum candle, and that whether it's an engulfing or not, it does show me some strength and direction. Okay, that's a indicator that I can use. It doesn't mean I need to use the candle as my entry and exit point or whatnot. Um, but it is showing me some intention in a direction. Doesn't mean anything that it'll keep going in that direction.
Right.
But these fractals, these what do you call it, ranges or whatever, they do show more. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing to look at right here, Kapila, is going back to your box technique, right? If you say this is the range, right? This is the fractal 1, 2, right? See,
Yeah.
here's 1, 2 fractal. See, right now it hasn't broken out as a fractal. So anytime it goes deeper into that range, that's when I want to be selling and then getting out of my level 1s and level 2s. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Because you're timing
And
out.
basically just reduce that risk, because if I am going to maintain my sell bias thinking, a third wave, well, likely here or here, and never hits here. So the moment it hits here, guess what? I'm wrong. Because now I'm in the upper Bollinger, it came down, it retested, and now it's engulfing on the upside. And now it's reaching for the what? Upper Bollinger.
Yeah. And then that shows you the fractal. That shows you not just where to turn, but where it's going now
Right.
instead.
But that's the whole concept of a zone, is that if it bounces at the bottom of this, so right around here, daily open, my sales are still valid in the more of a swing trade, okay? But the moment it starts entering that zone, it could fake out. It needs to come back and like this. Make sense? But if it starts coming, like I said, the top of that zone, yeah, I'm pretty much saying, well, I'm better off getting out, because the likelihood now is you got a marching market that way.
Yeah, and that's what I want to catch. I want to catch. I mean, there's a lot more money to be made. I think you catch these um it running in your direction. I mean, that's
Right.
you
But
know
the thing is, you can't pick right um, every time. So when you enter the trades, you're gonna have moments where, oh, market didn't play out to what I expected, right? And now you're wrong. And you have to be able to recognize that. Does that make sense? And if the sooner you can recognize it, the better, because there's less drawdown, there's less loss.
what what I'm seeing right now is, and this is kind of my thought process. If it went here, but then it broke this, then I'm expecting it to go equal distance to here somewhere, right? Up here, because that's the box of this move that now it rejected. It rejected going down to form another fractal, right? Down here. And so I'm
Well,
expecting it to
you
go
gotta
somewhere up here.
see if you're thinking, yeah, somewhere up here. You see the fib right here. I can expect at least right here to the 15 mid, and that's a good place to be entering some cells. And that's also the 62. And this right here is that
Spoken.
like 70-ish, right? Unmarked fib.
Yeah, but it feels very counter on the 1 minute.
Yes, yes, it is because it's like, hey, look, I picked the wrong direction on the 1 minute, and now I gotta learn how to manage that.
Yeah. And again, you're right. I mean, we know this. We're gonna end up on the wrong side.
Yeah,
Um,
but like I said, if this is the 50 and it starts playing out in my, then it's not counter. I don't know yet. The market hasn't shown itself. It's just saying at the moment, in the short term, it looks like I'm wrong. Okay.
yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's definitely could there's a lot of things it could do. It's also in a bigger range on the 15. This whole is this your 15?
Yeah.
Is this your hour
Right.
here?
So you see right here, if it starts doing the M, then I'm going to put some cells right here and sell down as an ad. So right now is a good M right here. Okay. But I'm waiting for that pop. And then if it negates it right here, then I'm going to wait for this area for my level 2. But if it starts going like this, then this is my it's basically a snipe, a mini sell off. Any questions about what I just said there?
Yeah, if it starts going, if it's go ahead.
Were you talking about sniping? Where at?
Right here. When
Okay,
it starts, so basically, if I zoom in, what I'm expecting is this is the M, it bounces half, it starts dropping. So when it starts
Okay.
engulfing right here,
okay.
I'm looking for that fractal now to the bottom side. Basically, like that. Makes
Okay.
sense?
Yep.
So right there, there's the bounce. So now I'm looking for mini M right here, or is it gonna engulf? Because if it continues and engulfs right here, body closes, then like I said, this is my level 2. But if it starts dropping, see, kind of starts dropping with 4 seconds left. But again, this is more of a doji right here. See, doji. So gotta wait for the next candle. And the 53 is early, so it can try to fake out like, hey, we're gonna drop, and then guess what? It goes up. Because guess what? On the 15, this is a stair step. You guys see that? It hasn't reached the mid Bollinger on the 15. Now, like I said, if it starts engulfing the body right here, then that's the better sell off. So if you want to play it safer, the sell off is when this 15-minute candle right there is engulfed because it's passing that 38, which means guess what? It's not only just going to hit 23, it's probably going to go all the way. Make sense? All right, so with 8 seconds left right here, this for me is a good sell off that I'm going to enter and add some scalps. See, so I'm going heavier only in the short term. Oh, dang it. And this is what I was talking about earlier about retesting the mid 5-minute Bollinger. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, so when it TPs right here, you can see it wicked, and I was in profit because my break even was like super close, right? Doesn't
I
show,
just
seem to
hit my
show up
break
though.
at my break even right now too.
Yeah. So the point here is that when it touches right here, I want to at least lighten my level one because it's basically retouching my level one. You see that?
Yeah.
But if it starts going against me, I need to lighten this. So the trades that I added like right here, I need to lighten that. I need to get out of these trades right here. Why? Because I would be too heavy for my level two. Any questions?
Oh. EU just hit the high in the last 66 minutes, so I'll be interested to see if this keeps going or.
Yeah. Anyways, you can see right now, even though it went against me, I'm in profit. And this is the skill set that you guys need to learn. All right, so you can see I didn't TP, it barely missed, it didn't give me my fractal, and now I'm at risk. Because guess what? This is still a stair step up. I still have about 25 seconds. And the fact that the body did not close closer to this, the likelihood is going to continue up. And you can see on the 1 minute, you can see it basically broke this channel and now it's retesting that channel. So I didn't get my profit. I don't want to exit just yet because especially if it starts coming down like that, you see, if it engulfs, then I want to at least move this right here because you can see it missed my profit. Well, I want to make more profits. I'm going to move the TP slightly right there. Because see, this is the top of the zone right here. Well, if it's going to enter the zone, it's likely going to reach to here where the Bollinger flattens. Does it make sense? Now this just dojied, so I still have a playing shot. I still have a chance. But with that right there, not so much. See, so on the 5 minute, guess what? It touched, and the body starts engulfing right here, then likely to come to the top Bollinger, likely to come to 62 fib right here. Making sense?
Right at the 50.
Yep. This is what David calls a 50-50-50. You know, 3 50s. Is this the M or is this the W? You got a mini, like I said, mini M right here. Half. That's the M. But if it retouch the channel and continues, likely to be a W, you know. Stopping right there, which it's like, ugh, you know, I wish market would just give me a better direction.
It's funny, you're in sells and I'm in buys, and neither one of us is happy right now.
Well, market is so freaking slow. It barely moved anything. And this is why I want to work on my EA, because it's like, you know what? I really can't. I don't have enough patience for this kind of market. In reality, I do have enough patience. I just don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Well,
really all right. So it's turning, and this is the 50-50-50 right there. What I'm looking for is that engulfing right here. If it does engulf, then I'm going to add, and this is a snipe. There's a adding right here would be an example of a snipe going heavier with a mini wave. And I'm using that term mini wave. Hopefully y'all understand that, or maybe you can regurgitate what you think that means.
yeah, it's a short-term channel forming potentially.
Yeah, it's basically like this box thing right here. Like hey, dang it. Sometimes with these drawings, it's really hard to match a mini because in the short term it might come out to here, and that's all you can expect is a scalp. So right there, that with that right there, I'm gonna add to my cells for that. Hey, I'm gonna profit from this.
You're not gonna wait for it to close and make sure it's engulfed.
I thought it did close, but yeah. So I basically have my T1s right here and then my T2s. Uh, it's hard to see with this trade
Right.
history on. And you're right, it didn't quite close engulfing. But that right there is a good sign right there.
Yes.
So you see there on the 15-minute, it's starting to reject. And so now the likelihood is it's coming to this target right here. So this target is kind of like at the top of this right here. I want to lower some of that. So basically one box, two box, Z T1, T2s. So now this is where Capilla, you're probably not so happy.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's hard to count sells out completely. I mean, buys out completely right now.
Well,
I do see where how bad it can get though. I do
it
see
can still
that.
come to here and still hold.
Yeah.
Because like right here at the 38 especially, and it bounces, fakes out on the 23. Is guess what? Right here was a huge doji. So there's probably some unfulfilled orders. Okay. So we don't know yet if this is just a bigger range like this. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
But here's the 1/4% right there. So if you're trading for the 1/4%, basically you're done. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for me, a 1/4%, I'm like, man, that's nothing. I can do that. Like literally just a matter of minutes. Because I know how to play it in either direction. But getting the higher percentages, like 20%, that's harder. And those could become, minus 20 just as easily.
Yeah, I actually had a 0.3%. Of course, I'm playing heavy lots, but my plan has been to not put too many trades on.
Right. Well, you use the box techniques that you were referring to.
Yeah.
It's a good visual.
Yeah, I got some boxes on here right now.
Okay, the only challenge to that is when you're in drawdown. You know, so like with Jasper, right? Sometimes he's in like 3, 4 boxes against him, and I'm like, that dude, you need to be lightning already. You know what I'm saying? All right, so right here, when it comes in my favor, the trades right here, right, that I put on level 1, I should be taken off with these TPs. Does that make sense? So all these trades right here, if I'm gonna TP right there, well, why the hell am I gonna hold on to my level 1s at the same spot? So take these off right here, and then now I have 2 trades for the runner.
Right.
Does that make sense? But this is
Yeah,
how you make
right.
your money with no extra risk. And then if it does bounce like this, well, look, I'm back to break even for those trades. And then I can just get out of those trades. I don't
Right.
have to play them. I don't have to fix them.
I just got out at 0.76.
Awesome. And if y'all weren't aware, Ron was already 0.6. So he got like 0.1, which still that's a great improvement for him because it only takes him hours just to get a quarter.
Well, I was 0.43 or 0.45 or something like that when we started.
Cool. Now it's like, hey, you're making a quarter in an hour, right? That's a huge improvement then.
Yeah.
But
Good.
I'm trading heavier too.
Well, good.
I'm trading heavier, but I'm spacing my trades out farther.
Yeah. It's about knowing when and where to go heavy. Because if all you do is light trades, oh man, it's
Now,
a
if I was
crawling
still
block.
in, I'd be over 1.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you can see it's continuing. So right here, because it's done this is where I would add because the next action point is that body. So this is where I just add to that trade because it didn't pull back. So this is an example of a build right here. It's a risky move, but majority of the time it plays out.
Right. If you're looking at it, one thing I noticed was you had this quick climb up, but then it tapered off real slow.
Yeah,
And then that wasn't very good, but it started tapering down kind of slow. So that tells you it should drop. That's kind of what I was getting.
well, we don't know if it was just pulling back just to continue kind of thing. So expecting it to drop, yes, that's the probability, but you can't always.
Okay.
Now what's really good right here is it gapped. It gapped the mid 15.
Right.
And you can see when I entered right here, well, it is kind of a mini fractal that guess what? It pulls back. That's why I was saying adding right here is a risk. See?
Yeah.
Based on this right here, you could say this is the fractal, but based on this box, it should reach here. So even if it does pull back some, it should come back here. But the moment it starts breaking here, that's your mini zone as far as OTA, right? Right here, see? Last breakout. Then I need to get out. Okay, so right now I'm just playing the Bollinger that look, we're on the lower 5-minute Bollinger, and the likelihood is this next one right here, 15-minute lower Bollinger. Does that make sense? So by
Yeah.
adding right here, it's to get basically the 0.5 and the 1% with very little risk. So even in this mini pullback, I can still add some right here and still be okay. I'm not overly leveraged, but I am a bit heavy. And what I'm doing right here is I'm risking profits. And if it goes against me, then, you know, still small loss, you know, let's say minus a quarter or something, but not huge loss. I'm not like -2. So you kind of have to risk some profit to make more profits. And if I was patient, I would have waited for this pullback right here to here to enter as far as adding to the cells. It's just that, like I said, I was expecting it right here, kind of bounce, do that, but it just kind of kept going. That I was like, oh, likely to come to here. So as long as we stay below 38 on the 15, it's a good sign. The moment it starts retouching that 50, not a good sign. Because what happens is now you got the inverse head and shoulders playing out. Like if I zoom out on the one, you guys see this? Here's the shoulder, here's the head. I think here's the shoulder, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So 36 seconds, the body is closing right at the 38. So we gotta wait because it's also the 30 here. So we're gonna wait. Is the first hour this way and then the second hour reverse, or is the first hour, the second hour continues, and now you got a new steer step? The body closed as an engulf, so on the 15 is a good sign, and also on the 30 right here is a good sign because here's the body up and here's the body down, the body engulf. So if anything, I would still hold on my cells. I just won't add to my cells. I would start adding again right in this area when it starts doing this, like that, as a mini M. Any questions? So for you, Kapila, if you're in buys, you know, you could have gotten some buy scalps right here and then wait for it right here.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to just get past my break even. I did almost reached it. I didn't close any. Honestly, and I probably should, but I really don't have much profit. But once I get to if it goes above, if it goes in my favor, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, I don't know yet, but I am waiting to see if it breaks above these candles here, and that'll get me my break even. I still, I know it's 50-50 market. Like I do see that. I was kind of trying to decide right now.
Yeah, the lean right now is towards sells though, so you got to be careful when you're in buys.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm tempted to get out if it goes up. Well, I guess I'm gonna get out if it goes down too. Um,
All right, so on the 1 minute, this looks like a bigger pullback because you got the mini like this. So likelihood to come to here, okay? But that's just the 1 minute. Waiting on the 5 minute, saying, well, here's my drop. See, it closed below, or here's my step, and then, you know, this is not my wick, and then candle plays out like that. Does it make sense? So
Mhm.
that's a good sign right now. But again, I'm heavy that I don't want to add right there. I'm going to wait for it. You know, if this is the 0, the 1, I'm going to wait for the 2 to add right there on the 1. All right, so that's a good sign for sells because basically slow 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and then in one candle engulfing. But right now it's just a half. So, but if one candle engulfs, you know, like 3 or 4, that's also your um, trading bias.
Mm,
What you're basically looking for is those fast volume.
yeah, yeah, that's something good to remember.
All right, it kind of gapped though. You see it gapped. But basically at the moment, there's your 1, you know, your 0, your 1. So I'm looking for a mini pullback like this because people are gonna get out, gonna think fix, and then I'm looking for this right here. And that's the 2. That's the continuation. All right, with that, it closed. You see, it closed just at 1, so it should give me a mini pullback. This might be all it gives. Look at my drawing here. But you see how you know, closed below 38, retouching now the body right here. So again, with that, now I'm gonna add, this is a snipe, like a confirmation. And there's my T1, T2, T3. Let's space it out a little bit more.
So you think it's going, you think it's actually going to reach for this wick on the 15, right?
Yeah. All right. Any questions to what I've analyzed and or you know, actions?
Waiting to see what it's gonna do.
Okay, so you got a lot of sells on, you're close to break even, so you must have been selling as it was moving up, huh?
Who were you talking about?
I see a lot of sell. This is your chart, Duke?
Yeah, this is my chart.
Yeah, there's a lot
So
of
I
sells.
earlier was adding right here, and that's where my break even is.
I see, I see.
But right now I'm adding
Because
more right here as a 2 to make profit on the way down. And this is what I talk about when I taper off. So I have my heaviest right here, T1, a bit T1, T2, and then a few T3. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna have to next time just follow you because
Mhm.
you do make sense. And I'm in drawdown now.
Right. Yeah, because
And I've been going too heavy.
you loaded in here for a small snipe to create
Mm,
uh, on purpose as a short-term trade. That's why all these take profits are here. Right.
right.
Okay.
And for you, Capilla, anytime you're on a, let's say, the wrong or opposite side, rewatch the session and just more of as an observer and see if you can start recognizing those things.
Okay.
Okay. Because being in buys, yeah, I saw that earlier right here as a CT. But when you were still in buys right here, you were late to the game. If you were doing a breakout buys, you would have been safer. Do you understand the difference of what I just said?
Well, I thought I was doing breakout in a way.
I did talk about breakout, but I only said the mini one right here as a
Okay.
scalp.
Okay. Yeah, I was one step behind you, and I added another one instead of just closing the one. I was in profit for a second.
Right. And then I also had explained to you the zoning, right? You see how this zone right here, it bounced, it never punctured that. So that's your first clue that sales is holding. Make sense?
Oh, I
Mhm.
just missed 100 for one
Cool.
at 98.
I mean, I'm glad you're profiting because you know, these sessions, like I said, should benefit you. And in my opinion, more than David, you know, but that I'm biased there. But you can see I can just call it quits right here and say I'm done for the day. So the whole point here is I've already TP'd my heaviest. I can get out of my basically my level 1 right here and be safe. And kind of like start peeling these off right here, you know.
Be right back, guys.
And like I said, taper out the TPs.
Yeah, how you doing?
Whoops.
And I could just secure it tight kind of thing. But if you want to give it room, this is it. Where my break even is the room. So I'll show you how I would secure it. I wouldn't really secure right here or right here. And basically I would take some loss like this at 2. Now with this pullback is where I secure, give it 2 pips right here. And I'm out of my trades. And so then I'll be like, 1.8 or something like that. But now that it already did this pop, see right at the breakout of that, that's where I secure and say, I'm not going to fix these cells, but I will give it the room to continue. See, huge wick right there. And the reason for that is, again, on a higher time frame, if this is the range,
How easy?
can't break the 23, well, we're going back up. So that's why I secure it right here. I don't want to fight the market. Now, if I want to swing trade, then I would have one trade right here as a, like if this is my T, if these was like T1 right here, then this is T2, T3, and then over here would be T4. And I have enough trades that I could do that. I could move some of this, like right here. So this could be my T4, and then one of these, I could move further. This is a T5. Is that making sense?
Mhm.
Okay, and this is how you make more money with no extra risk. And so what if I get closed out, slight loss, overall I'm still profit. But no risk whatsoever. All right, any questions?
Mhm.
So I'll end the trading here. Try to have you guys recap what you learned and just talk through some of the issues.
Yeah, I think I just got married to a bias.
Well, I think it's okay to have a bias. It's just like I said, before you enter a trade, you need to know how to fix it in case it goes against you.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been playing too heavy recently, so I thought because I'm adjusting things. based on what I was thinking. Now I'm thinking a little bit different. I'm refining stuff, so I'm okay. I could have got out if I wasn't too heavy to add on enough.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm
And
okay
this
with
is what
flexing.
I was telling Ron earlier. I don't know if you joined at that point, but like with um, Euro USD that David trades, right? You know, let's say worst goes against him, it's like 30 pips. And so the lot size that he trades, you know, let's say one lot per trade, he can afford that. But with UJ, you know, let's say it goes 100 pips against you, you cannot afford that. So you really have to look at the chart that you're trading and size it to that. So if let's say it goes 100 pips, well, you probably can go, let's say 0.1 or something, you know, instead of or 0.5, or just reduce um, the sizing, and that will at least reduce the drawdown. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. It also, yeah, I'm just having to remind myself of basics. It also gives you enough bullets that you can manipulate your break even better.
Right. Right. And if you're doing like this as far as a 1 minute scalp, you can afford to do, let's say, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, but start getting out, right? But if you're, let's say, more of a swing trader, then you need to spread it out like 1, 2, 3, like that. You see, now this is my level 3, where that next stronger zone is.
Yeah.
Okay, because on the 1 minute, that would be spreading it out like this. You see, the full box, the full ranges. So as a scalper, you know, you can afford to do a few like this. This is your level 3, but you need to be getting out of, you know, level 1 and 2. Does it make sense? Because you can't afford for these layers to go now, you know, appear against you. If you only hold this layer right here, this is now your level 1, and then again, you're just doing mini drawdowns like this. And yeah, it goes against you, but you're out of these trades right here, right? Pick and pop, and then at least you should bank some right here. And then if it goes against you again, you know, mini drawdown, you know, 1, 2, 3, again, pick and pop, and you should again be banking just less money. It's like, hey, less money, less money.
Yeah, and hence why maybe he focuses on counter in the first place. Like, I mean, he's totally willing to let it go in his favor. I mean, you know what I mean? Like he likes it, you know, ride the way. It's not that he's opposed to price going in his favor, but it's just like he's starting from the fact that, hey, it might not. Um, playing. I mean, I don't fucking psychology, you know, countering. I'm just saying by starting with the counter mindset, you're ready to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see where I added. Let me do these drawings here. Like this. So right here and right here, these are your breakout trades. You see this mini scalp right here? Just in that 3 right there, that's where I made the majority of this 1 something percent. So as a breakout trader, that's what you're looking for. Okay. So over here, I was basically a counter trend trader because that wave was going up. But I was saying, well, in my longer term, like I said, here's wave 1, wave 2. This might be it. That's wave 3, or it might continue. I don't really care. if it continues or not. Makes sense? But you can see I'm already out. I'm in the safe zone. Because why? I have profit. Okay. So try things like this, like the box technique, because you can see I identified the range right here, and I basically drew it. Say, well, this is your 0, 1, and then this was the 2, right? So that was it. And then I saw the same thing. I said the same thing right over here, right? 1, and it barely came back and it started dropping again. It was super small, but on a like zoom out, zoom in kind of thing. It this was the 2. You see that? So this was like your 1, kind of a gap, slight pullback, and then 2. Seeing it?
Yeah.
But that's a scalper. And this is where I favor scalping because you're gonna learn 10 times faster than a swing trader. Because guess
Yeah.
what? This kind of structure, this kind of patterns and stuff like that, it applies any time frame. Whether you go 15-minute, 30-minute, hour, H4, daily, whatever, you're gonna start seeing the same thing. All right. Any questions to what I was recapping right there and trying to emphasize?
Not from me.
Cool. Well, I think for once I'm gonna end it early, because I don't really have anything else. I mean, it's up
Market's
to
so
y'all. Do you
slow.
want to continue trading? Because we technically only had an hour.
I'm trying to get out of my trades. I
How about this then? Let's flip through your screen. You share screen.
I don't want to because I'm a mess. I'm out of margin. Like I said, I have to. It'd almost be better just to close and except for that it might go up. I mean, again, playing with fake money also is bad because it's just a game I can reset, but I'm still trying to learn the lessons. I almost feel like I might be better off going into and I haven't done it yet, just to say it's a time and energy thing myself, but going into the sim trading because I'm still trying to formulate my game plan. Um, trying to avoid emulating David exactly because that was uh I don't want to get into, and he's been saying it. It's true. Look, he can do 10 to 5%, 5 to 10% loss and gain it back. And he's telling us how to do it. You go in at the high probability areas and you cut it, and then
It's
if it
easier
doesn't
said than
work.
done.
I know, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is that he doesn't show it.
He doesn't show it very often, doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But he's also not trying to make 5% unless he's trying to fix a trade. Now he has been doing that recently. I think it was this morning or yesterday. He has been having to recover sometimes. And then he does make 4%, 5% in the session in recovery, and he's telling us what he's doing. So it's not, he's just like, I don't try to have to put myself in this position. I'm not trying to get 4 to 5%, but he's like,
Right.
if I'm recovering, then now I have to.
He's really good at seeing where the 50s are. That's what benefits him a lot. And, with 15 years experience, yeah, it makes a big difference. But that's what he sees those 50s and he can put that in his favor.
Okay.
That's what I noticed.
So let's use the box technique right here and show you guys how to fix the things, right? I'm gonna clear my trades. So let's say you were in buys, right? If you're boxing this, right? And first off, you can see it fractaled 1, 2, and then 3. Dang it. So for you to enter buys, I was saying buys, this is the last of it. And you see how right here it pulled back? So this is your first mistake, Capilla, because you see 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Very rarely does it go, 4. Since
Okay.
3 is pretty common. Okay. So for you, if you were in buys, well, look right here, if you're just using the box techniques, if you bought right here, and then you bought right here, well, now you're in level 1, 2, and then 3, right? And this is what I talk about is the moment you're in level 2 and in level 3, you need to start picking and popping. So right here, you should be in profit, or at least break even. But you've got to get out of your 1s and 2s.
Yeah, okay. That's where I went wrong. I could have
Okay.
probably done that. Yeah.
Because now, let's say you hold this right here. This is now your level 1. Well, look, here's your level 2. And guess what? You should have been profitable right there. Because now you can at least have popped like here. You could have popped right here. See? And so in this combo right here, you would have made your money. You've got to
Okay,
plan for that.
I see what I should have done. Yeah, I should have been thinking about, like you always say, what exactly is probably going to happen if it goes against me, and how am I going to play it? Yeah, I
Right.
kind of freak out unless I go, yeah. So I'm not exactly. It's like I give more analysis in the upfront, and then if it starts moving against me, kind of my analysis of I analyze more what it's done and less what it's gonna do. I don't really put a strong thought process around what price action will look like in the future.
Right. And this is a skill set. You'll have to learn it. So simulator does help right here because even if you start seeing it, bigger time frames and stuff like that in the simulator, right? Because it moves faster. Well, you'll start recognizing it on the 1 minute, yeah, as a scalper. Because honestly, when I was trading simulator, it was playing out over, let's say, 2, 3 hours. I didn't catch it that fast, in real time, in real life. But because of simulator, I started recognizing it and starting to be able to trade it on as a 1 minute scalper. Hopefully that
That
makes sense.
question, Duke,
Uh-huh.
on the, right here, on the 15-minute chart, it's hugging right here. What's that indication of when it's doing that?
Hugging what?
Hugging on the
Let me clear something.
SMI. It's hugging the bottom of the SMI right here
Well, that's basically your marching market,
on the 15.
right? Hugging this.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 possibilities. Okay, so one, here's your SMI, right? It's dropped, came up, right? So now here's your wave 1. It could be wave 2, and if you look, this is like minus 40. Well, marching market goes to minus 80 or minus 30, whatever.
Yeah. He's at
Okay,
minus 30. Yeah.
right? And this is like your third. That's one possibility as far as a continuation. So that's your continuation, right? Your reversal would be, well, it tapers out. The volume just dies. That now what? It's the inverse.
Yeah.
It starts turning and goes, well, to 0 or to 40.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 possibilities, at least that I see. If you see any other possibilities, let me know.
You can only go 2 ways.
Yeah. Did that explain or answer your question?
Now the 5 minutes on the top side, does the 15 still have more relevance?
That's a tough one because it's based on
Actually,
how you trade.
Actually, the 5 minutes right at 0.
And this is where, hey, look, different time frames, like, hey, the hour might be like this, but the 15-minute might be going up, going down. It's just different time frames. So again, if you took what I said about the SMI here and look at the 5 now, you'll notice the market has a lot of patterns of 3s. So like right here, you can see it went up, right?
Yeah.
Wave 1, wave 2, kind of just flattened. Well, 1, 2, kind of flattened right there, right? And then now it dropped all the way to here, but really the market didn't move. It's stuck. So the SMI can do whatever it wants, because it's just averaging these things.
Yeah.
And you can see this one, it went pretty much the full range, but again, it's still just that mini range that the market's just stuck. It doesn't move anywhere for many hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. It's but again, once the market dropped right here, 1, well, guess what? This is, see that? And then so this should be 2. This is 1, this is 2. So in the context of things, it's relative, and it's not always easy because, what's 1, what's 2. This for sure is one big wave down, right? And is this the next wave? Or is it 1 and 2? Is this 1 and 2, or is this 1? It's all up to interpretation, and it's based on like what time frame you're trading. Is if I look on a 15, this was one huge drop right here. But if you zoom out or zoom in right here, that 15 was 2. Or maybe it's this right here. I can't even see it. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that anytime you have channels, you'll have mini channels. So let me see if I can draw it like this. Ugh.
That's tough.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me clear all this. All right, so let's say this right here is a channel, right? Come on.
How far do you have to go to break even?
Who you're asking?
Apelia.
Me? Oh, I'm close if it continues up. But again, I won't, will I feel, yeah, I'll feel better, but it's like luck, so I don't really, can't credit myself to good trading if I do end up not in loss for the day.
I guess you get break even, you call it relief.
Yeah, and I don't know what's worse, demo trading where it's like halfway I'm like fuck it, or real trading where I'm like fuck it, like I'm just losing real money.
Well,
Either
real
way
money
it
is
sucks.
worse.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to win on this, but yeah, I don't think I played it right. I think I didn't think through the moving against me. I almost feel like I should start thinking like a counter trend trader, but planning, because now I'm trying to think like I'm going with the flow, with the wave, and then I don't want to be in counter. Maybe I should be thinking like as if I am going in counter, even though I'm trying to pick the direction. Like maybe I just need to change my thought process. I don't know.
I was telling Duke today, when I use good PTP and protect my stops and get out, I was up 2.5%. Then I started taking risks. I wanted to get 5%. So I started using bad TPTP and it burned me and I was down 5%.
Mm,
Every time I do that, it's like, okay, it's gonna keep going up. Well, I'm right there. Is it gonna turn around and come back down or is it gonna keep going up? So I'll put an up trade in and it'll turn and go south 5, 10, 15 pips against me.
Yeah, because you guys are not recognizing when things turn.
Oh,
right?
I knew better, but I did it anyway.
Well, anyways, let's look at this, and this might help you recognize those things. All right, so do you see that these channels, right? As far as a higher time frame.
yeah,
Okay. Well, now let's say I zoom in. Well, do you see the mini channels right here?
yeah,
Yep.
And then you see the mini channel here.
Yep.
And then possible mini channel right now up. See that?
Yep.
So that's what I was trying to say is that any time frame, it just kind of depends on really how you trade. It's all relative. Because even in this range right here, overall bigger range, well, look, you got your ups, you got your downs. Well, I'm drawing delayed. So if you're playing the range, that's how you would be trading. Okay. So it really just depends on how you look at the market and what you're trying to get out of it. If you're trying to be a scalper, and especially this range area right here, these are great areas to counter trend. Why? Because market doesn't break out. So the moment it touches
okay.
the breakout area, guess what? It comes back and reverses. What were you gonna say?
No, no, yeah, no, I get you. You get to take advantage of ranging markets. Yeah.
So right here, when it broke out, especially with the body right here, and see how it went like this is where I would be breakout trader and sell off. David would be a counter trend trader. Okay. He would be countering right here, because this is your fractal. Does that make sense? So you can
Yeah.
be whatever trader, breakout, counter trend. You just got to know when and where.
And
And
see what I was doing when I do bad is okay, this is 0, 1, say 2, 3. I put a sell in here. And I should have put a buy in. And I could have worked my way back. Well, it went this way. And it just went all the way down. It just took off. And instead of just getting out and call it a mistake, I stayed in. I was down 5% from
wait,
2.5%
you said
up.
you put in a sell, don't you mean you put in buy?
I put in a, well, here, either way,
If you put in a sell and it went all the way down, you're profiting. So
I put in a buy.
yeah, that.
No, actually, I forgot which one. Anyways, it went against me. And
Right. Well, that's what a counter trend trader does is like, especially this range. Well, guess what? You're buying.
it wasn't ranging, it ran.
Yeah.
It,
But this is where you guys have got to recognize the thing, because look, you have got to get out of your buys right there. Because if you're buying right here for this break,
yeah,
sorry, this bounce, and it breaks against you, you should be getting out.
I
Make
didn't.
sense?
I stayed in and
Yeah,
it went down and it went down more.
right. But that's the skill set, and so you've got to recognize when a trade goes against you. If you do not, this is where you need to practice. And
It
like I
didn't,
said, you've got to plan out when your trade goes in your favor, as well as when it goes against you. It's trying to see
it,
both
did-
sides of the market.
it didn't even do this. It just went straight down. It was 8:03 in the evening. And I had been in a trade all day waiting for it to turn and it didn't. I just closed out, went to the UJ, put another trade in, and it went against me. It did what I was waiting all day for it to do. 3 minutes later, it did what I wanted, and I blew it. 3 minutes. That's
Yeah,
how,
I mean it's happened. Everyone has gone through that as far as
and
their trading experience.
it's like, it's 8:03 and it's like 8 o'clock. It might change directions, so I got out anyway. And 8:03, it did exactly what I've been waiting for all day. And I would have been up I think it would have been up like 5%.
Right. So being down
And I
5%.
just blew it.
So Ron, stop talking about your losses, man. Talk about what you're gonna do as far as recognizing things. You know,
I know.
you've got to learn to change your language basically. Because if you keep talking about your losses and what you made mistakes, well, guess what? You're gonna keep repeating those mistakes.
Yeah.
You need to start talking about, okay, this is what I start recognizing, this is how I've improved, this is now, because look, you're making like a 1/4% now in an
Yeah.
hour. I see a great improvement right there, because previously it was taking you, I don't know, 2 or 3 sessions, like 6 hours or something to make that.
I'm up 0.55 this session.
Yeah, see that's awesome. That
I'm
that in
almost
itself is a
one.
good improvement, but that's what you got to
Almost one.
focus on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna end the session there. Hopefully, you guys can see these kind of things. Like I said, doesn't matter how you trade. It's really if you can start recognizing when it's going in your favor versus when it goes against you.
Now were you looking at the hour or were you looking at the 15 before you dropped down to the 5?
15. You can look whatever. Because
I don't remember what you were looking at.
I mean, let's say in the hour. Well, now this is even a bigger, higher
Yeah.
time frame.
Yeah.
See. So again, it's just how you want to trade. Because the
Okay.
hour is a little bit too far because why? I'm scalping. I'm scalping 1 minute and see how it's staying in this channel right here.
Yeah.
And it's right now reaching for this retest. It already did, but it's probably reaching for this right here.
All right, if it makes
So you've
anyone
got-
feel better, I got out with the profit, but
Good.
yeah, I feel better than not, but yeah, it wasn't good trading.
But you weren't that far off. I mean, look at we're talking
Well, the
a
point here
total
is
of
you
6
at least
pips.
recovered the profit. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we're
start
6
there,
pips.
okay, and then now figure out how to improve it. Hey, how can you have better risk management and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of saying, hey, it wasn't good trading, it's more, hey,
No. Yeah, I don't mean it. I don't mean it as a negative. I mean it as a uh, maybe it sounded negative, but I mean it as, yeah, there's room for improvement, even though I came out with the profit, which I'm happy because I don't like closing it up because then I feel like a failure. And that's not true either. That's the worst problem is when I do close the day for a loss, then I just feel like, oh, I can't do this. So that's why I feel a little better when I do close with the profit, like at least psychologically in that regards. But the key here is like, yeah, I didn't play this the most effectively. There was a lot of money to be made here, even in buys. So a few things I'm going to tweak is my position size, and then I'm just going to expect that it's going to, how do I say, play for the counter, even though PTP counter, even though I want it to go in my favor. I don't know. It sounds silly. 50s. I feel like I'm still trying to chase the price because of this concept of breakouts, but I'm not playing that concept properly. I do know what it means, and I'm jumping at every opportunity to be like, oh, it's going in this direction. Let me jump in. That's not the same thing
rewatch the session,
necessarily.
man, because I talk about where and when I'm adding as a breakout.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you might not have caught that.
After I did, and I know you say it, and I think that it did sink in a little more this time. It's when it pulled back and now it's going towards yeah. Yeah, I played at the very top there where it was really messy. That's me just wanting to jump in. It was not clear big candles, breaking through a trend. It wasn't like that. That's like a tight channel or whatever when it breaks it wasn't anything that playing at the top of that messy range was not a time to play buys. And that's what I did. And so, yeah, it was a little bit jumpy, not thought out. My second entry and maybe even the first one. But yeah, so I started with the wrong mindset. And I see how often price is pretty clear. And that if things aren't clear, maybe I should just wait. Messy range. If I'm going to play a range, if it's going to be a range, maybe just, play it counter. And then, hey, if I'm in counter, I'm in counter. 3 price cycles, if you want to call these price cycles down. 1, 2, 3, and then we had a pullback.
Yeah, exactly. As
That
far
that
as a 1 minute scalping, it's your third wave. Yep.
third wave, yeah. I don't think you would call this a 3 price cycle move because they were pullbacks to the 50, so it resets. But it was a 3-leg move.
Yep.
Or whatever. Yeah.
And then if you see it right now where it reached, you see that channel. And this is what I'm saying. If you start seeing these things in multiple time frames, that's where you can start predicting the market way better. Okay.
Yeah, I drew a few lines, but I didn't I could have drawn some more. Yeah, I think I was just a little rushed today in general, jumping in, even 5 minutes late. I jumped too quick into getting into trades and didn't yeah, I think that's a good lesson for me for today is just, hey, take my time. Yeah, and listen to you a little more too. Me wanting to just, yeah, I think maybe that's something I need to do is listen to your logic a little closer and try to follow along with it instead of I still argue with you out loud too, but in my head too. And then and it's because sometimes you're not right. But the thing is, even if you're not, you have a plan for, but a lot of times you are, and it's something that I don't see yet. And so when I'm internally being like, no, 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 well, you obviously are better. And so when you see something, you're right more often than my argument that says no, he's not right is because there's a logic and a rationale behind why you're saying that I don't quite see yet. So I think I just need to kind of listen a little better too, and try
Well,
to follow
if
along.
you like as far as my sessions, what I try to say is, yeah, hey, what confirms basically in a certain direction, right? So it's not so much about being right or wrong, okay? Because again, you're gonna call the market wrong at times. All right, that's just a fact. You can't ignore that. For you to be right 100%, that's like, hey, you're just living in a dream. Okay. It's really like I said, how do I recognize when something's going in my favor versus when it's not? And how do I manage the risk, right? That's really what I'm trying to get y'all to see and plan for. So I don't want you to terminology, call it, hey, I'm right or I'm wrong. Because like I said, I call the market wrong times too, right? So hopefully that clarified. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to get y'all to see both sides of the market and plan out your trades, whether you're in buys or sells.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's anyway. I don't want to keep us too long. I actually have some work to do tonight, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to follow along with what you're saying a little more closely. I mean, I'm paying to hear you talk, so I might as well listen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
I'm stubborn as fuck, man.
All right. With that, have a good night. and
you
have a
too.
good week. Okay. We'll see
Okay,
you
thank you.
on Thursday. Now, Ron, I know you wanted me to do this session, but if you're wanting to take up hot seat section next time, I'm still open to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for the help.
All right, take
All right.
care.
See you guys.